I am Pam. I am 66 years old, and although I have had homocystinuria my entire life, I wasn't diagnosed with classical homocystinuria until the age of 54. Currently, I am one of the oldest living patients with this disease. One of my first signs of trouble was poor eyesight and later many visual complications. I received my first pair of glasses at the age of 2, along with a diagnosis of dislocated lenses. Since this is something that doesn't occur in very many conditions and no one knew about homocystinuria, I was also diagnosed with Marfan syndrome. Marfan syndrome and homocystinuria share a lot of commonalities. I was extremely nearsighted and needed to sit in the front row in elementary school in order to see the board. By junior high, I was wearing contact lenses and had 20/25 vision for the first time in my life. As I grew older, I developed retinal detachments in both eyes at separate times. The surgical repair in my left eye went well, but the one in my right eye was more difficult. It required a second revision, which eventually resulted in the loss of most of my sight in that eye. By my 40s, my dislocated lenses were hanging by threads, and I needed more surgery to remove them. In the past few years, my vision has sharply declined. I have glaucoma, myopic degeneration, peripheral vision issues, and a visual acuity of 20/60. Because of these issues, I can no longer drive, and I am dependent on others for transportation. In my teens, I was also diagnosed with scoliosis. I tried physical therapy and chiropractic adjustments, but in the end, I needed to wear a back brace for 2.5 years. At a time when most kids are self-conscious about their looks, I was needing to wear a back brace 23 hours a day, even to sleep. I was told once I stopped growing, my scoliosis would be taken care of, and for a long time it was. When I was 46, I suffered a stroke. Luckily, it was mild, but my right internal carotid artery was 100% occluded and remains so to this day. Shortly thereafter, I was hospitalized twice with blood clots in my lungs. This was a turning point for me in my life and prompted me to do my own research. I had learned a lot about Marfan syndrome, but nothing I read had described strokes or blood clots. By chance, I found out about homocystinuria online, with strokes and blood clots as being possible symptoms. I wondered if I might have been misdiagnosed all this time. After a few phone calls, blood tests, and finally a genetic test, my suspicions were confirmed. I was diagnosed with classical homocystinuria in 2011, needing to start a strict low-protein diet for life. Now I need to put all foods on a gram scale, so I know I am meeting my 20 grams of protein allowance and not going over. I need to check menus ahead of time online when dining out for appropriate foods. Now in my 60s, I continue to face challenges as I age. My husband and I would like to be traveling and enjoying retirement, but I find homocystinuria often gets in the way. My diet is difficult to explain to others, and my medical formulas are a hassle at TSA checkpoints. My scoliosis has returned, causing pain and trouble with mobility. I find I can no longer walk or stand for long periods of time like I used to. Because of my history of blood clots and my advancing age, doctors have advised me against surgery. I continue to have major struggles with my vision as well. Since February of this year, I have noticed a problem with the color perception in my left eye. Pictures appear blurred, and reading and watching television has become difficult. I am currently being evaluated for cone rod dystrophy. It is terrifying to think I may lose my vision due to the complications of this disease. I have trouble with my depth perception and find it necessary to take my husband's arm whenever we are in public. He helps me to navigate things I cannot see, such as curbs, steps, and things in dimly lit rooms. Although homocystinuria research has come a long way, much more needs to be done. I am hopeful that new therapies will be developed and approved so I may have a better quality of life.